Hi everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Dave Does. Today we're going to be changing the oil in the first generation 2004 Toyota Tacoma V6 with 3.4 four-wheel drive. Please welcome our co-host today, Shadow. The oil drain plug is a 14 millimeter. We got our oil pan here, and we're going to go ahead and give it a crank. Now, as you can see, I have the longer extension due to the skid plate making it a little bit harder to reach. The oil is drained. Go ahead and put our oil drain plug back in. I'm just going to hand tighten it for the moment. I do have my torque wrench here, preset to 27 foot-pounds. Go ahead and tighten the oil drain plug until you hear the torque wrench click. Alright everybody, now it's time to move on to the filter, which is a little bit more tricky than the drain plug. As you can see, it's behind the left tire. Now there is this cover here. I've already pulled some of the plastic clips out that hold the cover on. And what I'm going to do is use a filter wrench with a couple of extensions on it so that I can reach the filter and replace it with the new one. What I'm going to do is go ahead and crack the oil filter loose so it starts to drain out. Once the oil filter has been loosened, you can reach in there, unspin it by hand, turn it upright so it doesn't leak oil all over your driveway or garage floor, and wiggle it around this electrical wire, and there's your oil filter housing. I'm also going to take my finger, dip it in the oil, and run it around the O-ring. What this does is it allows the O-ring to seal to the oil filter housing. Alright everybody, as you can see, the new oil filter is installed. A tip for this is the oil filter housing slants upward somewhat. So when you go to put the oil filter in, you want to have an overhand grip on it. Alright, now it's time to fill the oil up. Calls for 5.5 quarts. One of these jugs of Mobil 1 is 5 quarts. I have some unused oil from another oil change that I'll be doing the half quart with. I would recommend using a funnel. I have tried to do this in the past by just pouring it directly into the fill without a funnel, but unfortunately I spilled oil all over the place. Alright. Oil's in the vehicle. I'm going to go ahead and back it off. I'm going to leave the hood up because I'm going to be checking the oil again once I get it on level ground. Of course, I just turned the engine on, which cycles the oil through. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a minute, let the oil go ahead and drain to the bottom of the oil pan before I check it and add any additional oil. While I do that, I'll go ahead and clean up, drain my oil pan so that I can take that to the recycling center and put my tools away. All right, last step here, we're going to go ahead and check the oil to make sure that we have enough. Pull the dipstick. Go ahead and give it a wipe. Place it back in. Now you want to make sure when you put it in, you get that click so it goes all the way to the bottom and gives you an accurate reading. Pull it out. As you can see, it's directly between the two circles, which is the two indicators of exactly where it should be. So that completes our oil change. Okay, that concludes our first episode of Dave Does. We did an oil change today on my 2004 Tacoma. I hope you enjoyed this or learned something from it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and the subscribe button down below. And I am going to try to have a new episode out every week. Next week, we'll be changing the front rotors and pads to get rid of a little bit of a shake I have when I'm braking. If you have any comments, please leave them below also. I'm always interested in what other people have to say.